NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters1932.org.
All right, good evening. Welcome to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website and nbrradio.us. We got to bless the show before we get started. Let's go. When I was in my mother's womb, I had a calling on my life to do something in the glory of God and marry it like a wife. Commit myself to his word and never be led astray. And when it's all over, when he comes, I'll be glad to see that day in the morning time. All right, good evening. Welcome to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. And you can catch us streaming on NBR platforms. That's right. We're still on NBR platforms on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Tonight's episode is part of the Sports Collective TV, Media, and Radio segment. So, of course, you see to the right, my left, Robert Lamar. What's up, yo?
Oh, man, it's...
turn your mic on.
Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, that's better because I can hear myself now. It's regionals. Regionals, and we got one more game for state championship. But you know what? You know who it is. It's your boy Robert Lamar. How you been? How you been, KCA? I've been on a much deserved vacation.
Is that what you call it?
Absolutely. Anytime that
vacations in 2024.
Anytime I can decompress, man. I mean, because I never take a dang vacation.
No, you don't really.
So therefore. What's up, Inland Empire? What's up, LA? How's everybody doing?
Oh man, shouts out to Coach Will, man. You are in our prayers, bro. So if you decide to call in or come into the station, man, we make time for you, bro. So we just want to acknowledge you with that.
We love you, brother. We're all going through it right now.
Yeah.
A lot of our childhood is not even the same anymore. Moving forward. Whatever you need, bro. You already know I got you.
No doubt. All right, so before we get started, we're going to play some public service announcements and get right into the Sports Collective because we got a full show for you tonight. High school sports.
We
football.
Got All-Americans.
All-Americans.
I mean, we got All-Americans. We got the next top model here. I mean, we're going to get into his NIL deal that, there's been rumored. But
you ain't got to talk about none of that.
Oh, we're going to talk about it all.
Not yet. No, you got to talk about that.
I'm so thankful to have these guys, man. It's just so much talent in SoCal, and to be able to give them a platform for them to let us know who they are. This is why we do this show.
You've been at it for how many years now, though, with that?
Oh, man, it's been 10 years, bro. It's been 10 years. What a quick 10, huh?
Real.
I'm officially an OG in the game. Hey, that's crazy.
Cool. So let's play these PSAs, and then we'll come back and introduce one of our guests tonight, right here on the Farron Dozier Show, Sports Collective TV, Media, and Radio. Shout us out. What's the count?
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes, in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also stream from the KCAA Radio.com website. So if you're in the Inland Empire and you listen to us in your car and you got to get out of that vehicle, grab your device, type in KCARadio.com, click Listen Live or Watch Live, or go download the app. Yes, if you are Apple or Android, KCA has an app, so you can definitely go download that as well and listen to us, again, from your device. So, man, who we got over here, man? To my left, your right.
Me personally, You know, there's a lot of so-called good players out there, and I don't deal with the politics of, oh, you're rated higher because you know somebody here.
Oh, that stuff.
You know,
yeah, we don't do that
I know
here.
that you're going to be exposed the moment that you step in for spring or fall football.
Yeah.
I've called a lot of shots. First and foremost, before we get into that, congratulations, Carson Cox.
Woo.
Signing to UCLA, man.
He should have came to USC, though.
You want to know why he didn't want to come to USC?
Why?
Okay, so we're about to get an exclusive over here. So check this out. So you know Annie, right?
Yeah.
So Annie was hospitalized or was at the hospital.
Yeah.
And she reached out to Kenny and said, I apologize. I have not sent your official invite yet.
Oh.
When I get home, I'm going to send it to you.
They never got it?
Never got it.
Oh, damn.
We're calling. He called Jones. He called Riley. Nobody picked up. So the reason why Carson Cox isn't going to be your future teammate is because Riley, as a CEO, dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Because my whole thing is, me personally, if you don't want them, just say, you know what, I'm sorry, we're going to go into another direction.
Yeah.
Ignore?
Yeah, no.
We in high school still?
Ignore?
Yeah.
Such a harsh term.
Nobody knew that. You just got the exclusive in regards to that.
just figured that out now. So.
But this kid right here, when you talk about corners, for one, you have to really be some type of crazy to want to be on an island by yourself in L.A. Do you know how many dope wide receivers there are? So for you to make the decision that you're going to be doper than them and they're not going to get any run on your side makes you a very different individual. And to be 6'3" as well. What? Look, USC is laced up moving forward because we had your teammate last year, Madden.
Oh, Madden?
We had Maddie last year.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's a dog.
class of 2026, corners USC is going to be up. Let our Sports Collective media audience know who we're speaking to right now.
Brandon Lockhart, 4-star cornerback at Loyola High School.
Wow. We had a conversation off air, and for you to have the season that you had after which you dealt with, you were one of one. Because who is going to deal with that type of adversity and then come back like you were never hurt? You came back stronger.
I did. It was a hard process, honestly, especially mentally.
So going through that, like, what exactly did you go through, and how did you go about being able to overcome that in the off season?
I mean, being hurt, especially tearing a hamstring, I mean, that's probably one of the worst muscles you could tear on your body. But I mean, handling it was hard at some moments, but realistically, I feel like you could learn more being off the field than on the field. I mean, you get to watch everybody, and exactly you could coach yourself while being off the field. You're basically just taking mental reps. So I mean, I think it was all about just still being part of the team. Just helping out the younger guys even helps me, because like I'm coaching them and coaching myself at the same time, like still keeping myself in tune with, you know, the skills and what to do in certain situations. So, I mean, it was never really a big change when I was allowed to play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was like I never really got hurt.
Let me, because you just mentioned two things that I care about. One is the mental toughness, right? I know you said it was hard, but what did you have to mentally go through to make sure that you stayed at that level of, I'm going to be okay. Like, I got this. This is just a test, a trial.
My dad, honestly.
Pops?
Yeah, my dad.
Yeah.
My dad helped me through it a lot. I mean, because it was so unexpected. I mean, no one expects to tear their hamstring, but I think even my mom and my dad both helped me get through it.
Yeah.
Just talking about how, you know, I'll still be back, still be able to help the team. So just got me, like, just still confident in myself.
There you go. That level of confidence, right? So let's go back to the other part that you mentioned. I have this conversation that there's no I in team, right? But I believe that there is an I in team. And to me, it sounds like you had an opportunity to experience the I in team, not being able to be on the field, but still be that support system for you. So talk about that part of how you were able to still show up, not suit up, but still give yourself away.
Yeah.
Right? Let's talk about that part.
I mean, just being at practice, being at games. I mean, I have one freshman, one sophomore under me who both don't have any football experience, to be honest. So, I mean, there's only one DB coach, and he can only coach one side of the field. So I took it into my hands to basically be their secondary DB coach. So, I mean, if I want to get targeted as well, I mean, I gotta make sure the DB on the other side is he's
just as strong, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, just got them right the whole year while I was hurt, and I think it also taught them a lot. And just help me still.
What do you feel that built for you, being able to be a player, but then kind of being a coach at the stage you are right now? How did that feel?
It felt good. I mean, it definitely improved me as a leader. Definitely. That's one of the big aspects. I'll have to have coming into college, and just going into next year as well as just being a leader. Also having all these younger guys look up to me. I got to be that guy for them coming into the next season.
And that's why I say there is an I in team, and it's the intrapersonal relationship. And you just definitely explained that perfectly to what I'm bringing to the table, man. Go ahead, man.
You just made his night.
I'm done. Can I get off this? Can I get off the deck? I'm good.
He's about this I in team stuff, and
it's important.
It's important.
Yeah.
But you are more important than that I. Let's not get that twisted. Because if you don't have that in you,
for real,
then what are you going to be able to provide?
Yeah.
So I mean, we're here, but let's rewind. You as a kid.
Ooh.
What type of kid were you, for how you were described as
Pops,
a kid?
You want the
growing
mic,
up?
Pops? You want it?
I think he could describe it best. I'd say I was pretty wild. I mean, my dad gave me the nickname Pup because I'm kind of crazy. I kind of just didn't really care about anything. And in the football aspect, I was crazy. I really didn't care about myself. I just ran into everybody and anybody at full speed. So, I mean, as a kid also, I was definitely known as the undersized kid, the skinny kid. So that just going up in youth every year and, still being looked down upon, it definitely gave me that type of mindset where I'm like, now watch, I'm about to be better than all y'all. So
how did you digest that? Because for some people who grew up that level, the I'm not good enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. How did you feel? What had you feel that? You can say Pops if you want.
Yeah, it's really my dad. It's really my dad. I mean, he gave me this mindset of you just got to keep working, work harder than anybody else, and you'll get the results that you want. And that's what I did.
Shouts
that's
out
what
to
I got.
Pops.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to youth football in Southern Cal, everybody that's in your position has been humbled. They bloom late. Sooner or later, they caught on.
Yeah.
How old were you when you had your first moment in football to the point where you realized that you could actually be that guy? What was your age that you had that moment?
I think it was later on. I think it was. When did I start training with Premium? I'd say probably when I was 14. 14, 13 is when I started training with my DB coach.
Talking about last year? I'm just kidding.
Up at Premium is when, I really got into the specifics, the skill set that I needed to have to be a DB. And when I did my first real year of 7-on-7 is when I realized why is this so easy for me right now? I think that's when it really opened up when I was like, dang, I could really do this.
But did you have a moment? Did you have one of them hits that you was like, you know what? Maybe I might just go ahead and Play some basketball or something, some soccer. You have one of them hits?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Wow.
Well, first and
Okay,
foremost,
Pops got some mental toughness in there, huh?
shout out to Malik James. Premium. I'm very biased for Premium.
Yeah.
Because they, once upon a time they were at Hawkins High.
Yeah.
And when I first started out, all the media were looking at me like, who's this guy? Because I didn't look like an old midget, like middle-aged white guy.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking at me like, who's this young guy? And Malik James is the first person to extend his hand out and say, I appreciate you for coming to the game. He didn't even know me, but he saw me. I had my media pass, and he did that for me. And ever since then, I went so hard for Premium.
Yeah.
So, like, Malik is like family to me.
Yeah.
So I can understand the gauntlet that you went through because he's not the nicest guy when he's teaching you.
He's not. He'll yell at you.
Yeah.
He'll yell at you.
He really will. But, shout out to Premium. But you ended up in Loyola.
Yeah.
And you can attest to it that it is a privilege to go to Loyola.
It is, yes.
And if you're going there, it's not just about football. We're not a football factory.
Academics.
They're a traditional powerhouse.
Yeah.
But at one time, before you got to Loyola won CIF Division I in like baseball, soccer,
everything,
basketball. They did a 4-peat one year,
yeah,
which was ridiculous in the CIF, like in the highest division. So you got that over there. How has your experience been, getting acclimated to everything that's required for you to be like a successful Cub at Loyola? Yeah. How has your experience been over there so far?
It's been good. I mean, my first few years, if I'm being honest, I didn't really like it. Mm-hmm. I didn't really know how to adapt to the whole brotherhood. Like, you got to get involved. You got to let's join clubs.
Yeah.
Make sure you're talking to everyone.
Yeah.
But I'd say probably about my like late sophomore year is when I really started to understand, like, okay, no, I can have fun here.
Yeah.
Like, there's a ton of clubs. There's a lot of people who I've never talked to, like the little, like the very smart kids,
right,
who I'd be like, oh no, they're not even, they don't do sports. I can't talk to them. But
right,
realistically, they're great people to talk to, and just be friends with. But I think I've understood the brotherhood aspect of being at Loyola, and also just the whole mindset of having a brotherhood.
I appreciate you saying that because we talk about transition and change, right? So for you, coming from your family background into that, establishing that brotherhood. I was in the military for 24 years, right? So that sisterhood is powerful. Yeah. When you experience being included, how did you include yourself? Was it the football that included you, or was it the smarts that you have that included you?
At first, I'd say it was probably the football. Not a lot of freshmen get pulled up to varsity. So I was kind of automatically like one of those guys on campus who people already looked at and was like, oh, snap, that's that freshman on varsity.
Right.
And then eventually I'd say it's the academic part. So, yeah.
How do you maintain that student-athlete mindset?
Well, my mom is she's a freak when it comes to academics. So she keeps me on my toes with my academics, and my dad's more of a football guy.
Yeah.
So he's more on the football aspect, but yeah, I'd say it's my mom. My mom for sure. She stays on my academics hard. I mean, even in middle school, if I had one bad grade, she'd be on me. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
that's what moms do.
Yeah.
You know what? We had his teammate last year. Well, his future teammate, Matty Ritter.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many similarities with them because what I got out of talking to him, out of Madden, was that you really don't really actually need football, but it's
right,
a tool to get you somewhere.
Right.
Same here.
Yeah.
Because it's like you guys might be the smartest secondary going into class of 2026. Not even being funny, but actually that might be an actual fact. you're at a place where it's a 30-year plan. Football's easy.
Yeah.
Let's just say we don't got football, after tomorrow. What else are you into to the point where you would say I can be cool with doing this for the rest of my life?
Well, my mom's a real estate agent. I've always really been big on houses.
Mm-hmm.
I like what she does. I like how she controls what she wants to do on a daily basis. So definitely real estate.
Yeah.
And I've always been big since probably a few years ago on crime movies, shows. So definitely I've always wanted to be a lawyer as well. I like arguing. I like arguing and always trying to prove my point that I'm right.
Oh, man.
So.
See, the messed up part with these kids they're actually smarter than our generation.
Oh, man, come on.
But it's like I don't want to hear that. Shut up, you're wrong. You need to sit down. But
let's argue. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Already?
A hot dog's a hot dog. I don't even know what that question was.
Is it a sandwich?
Thank you.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yeah.
No, a sandwich is a sandwich.
But it's got bread.
A lot of things have pizza. Is pizza a sandwich? Pizza got bread.
Could it be a sandwich? Could you fold it and eat like a sandwich?
I mean, technically, you can.
Thank you for answering it exactly the way. It's a weird question, and I don't know why he
There's
asked
no right
it.
answer.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's a hot man. Don't you ask me no hot dog
Hey,
questions.
we grew up on it with a hot dog on bread, white bread.
Well,
Yep,
we
so-
used to do wheat bread too. My mom was trying to do that healthy wheat mess. I hated it. But what do you see yourself majoring in? I mean, you got time to think about it, but have you thought about it at this point?
No, not really. I mean, there's a lot of things I have interest in.
Yeah.
I think I really have to narrow it down to what I want to major in.
And the beauty of that is you actually have time to do that.
Yeah.
So,
A lot.
I mean, the funny part is, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I would have actually majored in what I wanted to major in, instead of being majored in what I was told I should, I would have been doing this 10 years earlier.
Yeah.
But then I would have never met this knucklehead.
Well, yeah.
So, but
And here we are.
but just figure it out.
Yeah.
You got so much resources to the point where there's nowhere you're going where you're going to be misguided.
Yeah.
That's just not even a realm of possibility.
Yeah.
But definitely figure out what it is. You guys are at an extremely interesting time where we're dealing with this thing called AI. I am young enough to still say that I can understand where this is going, but this not my generation. It's your guys' generation that basically is going to be the one that's going to be spearheading dealing with stuff that's making other people obsolete. So, yeah, just check it out, man. Check out the temperature. This world is changing as you can see.
Yeah.
I got a question for you before we take this first another break here. We talk about these stars, 3-star, 2-star, 5-star. Does your identity get caught up in that star?
By other people or by myself?
By yourself first.
No, not at all. I don't care about it. I do think I'm the best player. I do think I should be ranked number 1, and I should have 5 stars. But at the same time, it really doesn't matter because I know I'm the best, and I think I'm better than everyone. But no, I really don't care about stars.
And I say that I appreciate your answer to that because again, when we talk about these stars and identity and things like that, you got to have a level of self-love. So I can appreciate you saying, hey, I'm number 1.
Yeah.
But the stars don't make a difference.
Yeah.
But some athletes' identity is trapped in those stars. And so you can tell on the field and in their behavior and their character, the character flaw that comes with that ego.
Yeah, there's a lot of players who are ranked 5 stars who I've seen and how they interact with people in public or it's nasty.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah.
Oof.
So we're going to play the PSA again, and then we'll come back. This is Sports Selective TV Media Radio on the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Shout us out, what's the count?
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
Muchos de nosotros nos vemos afectados por la enfermedad de células falciformes a diario y un número creciente simplemente no nos damos cuenta. Los impactos de esta enfermedad afectan a todas las personas y en especialmente a las personas de color y con antecedentes diversos. Estar en servicio conmigo y con los demás a medida que creamos una mayor conciencia sobre cómo identificar y dirigir el tratamiento de los rasgos de células falciformes y ayudar a las familias a saber cómo superar el trastorno de células falciformes. www.dsct.org. Gracias por su atención.
Hey, I'm Sergeant Farron, Dozier. I'm here at the military base, and I have the sickle cell trait. Now, why I got involved is I experienced what they call sickle cell trait exertion. And I was doing the Army physical fitness test, the 2-mile run, and when I got done, I collapsed. A lot of soldiers and athletes have been dying at football fields and running track, and the family members have no idea that they have the sickle cell trait gene or that it's a trigger. So my purpose is to mobilize the community so we can find out what's in your genes. How will life be if we could prevent another child from being born with sickle cell trait or disease? And if a child was born with the trait or disease, that the family members would have the education, awareness, and resources in every city that they lived in. So tune into our webinar series and find out what's the count.
What's the count? What's the count? What's the count?
Worse. Welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Again, if you're in your vehicle and you got to get out of your car, go to kcaradio.com. Click listen live or watch live, and you can catch us in the studios right now. All right, man. So we appreciate you so far for sharing, your background and your story with us, and acknowledging your parents. It's a family show, so I'm grateful that you are able to acknowledge your mom and dad. Some people can't do that. It's very hard for them.
It really is. And we do appreciate you because I, for the most part, I'm just being honest with you because you really kind of you're actually helping me during this interview based off of your transparency and how sharp you are. You are a sharp young man, and I love it. But I deal with a lot of the invites I send is based off of parents that I've seen in the field. And they don't got to necessarily run their mouths and be loud and be seen or be heard. Yeah. That basically, I could mention a name, and somebody's gonna give me a cool 3-minute conversation on why that person is cool and why they deal with them. Mm-hmm. Your dad, me and him, we've seen each other out in the field, but we've never really kind of had a conversation. Yeah. But he's one of the guys out there that a lot of people respect. Yeah. And for you not to have a sucker father, you should be extremely proud because there's a lot of suckers out there that basically are telling their kids this and that and messing their kids up even more. Yeah. You don't know none of that. Yeah. You actually have a solid father who a lot of people respect because he's helped out a lot of people before you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're just a prized possession because not only are you his son, but you are the youngest too. Yeah. So the funny part is once you leave, the house is empty.
Yeah, he's gonna be lonely. I know he's gonna be sad.
not behind the scenes. He not.
No, trust me.
The house is empty. Him and your mother get to celebrate for a little bit because you're gonna be close. I mean, they always gonna see you, but man, they gonna start dating each other even more than they do now. It's about to be lit up in the Lockhart house, bro.
Free at last.
But this is it's crazy because with my kids, I've always projected where, like when I saw them as little kids, I always knew where they were going. It's a crazy thing, and he's seen it. And with you, he basically put all this into you for this to be that. Because end of the day, if you weren't as dope as you were, he was still gonna love you regardless.
Yeah.
But it's like you actually validated everything that he did.
Yeah.
So you're carrying that torch to the point where at this point he doesn't really have to do work in that aspect, but he just gets to keep being dad.
Yeah.
How happy are you that the times where you didn't want to go to practice or you didn't want to go to the games, now it's like this is so a part of you that it's easy.
Yeah. There's been a lot of things that he's made me do where I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But it's funny because at the end of every last one, it benefited me.
Right.
Yeah. So I've kind of learned to just do what he says, and I'm going to get exactly what I want.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everything he's done for me has always benefited me and led me in the right direction.
It's also a respect thing too.
Yeah.
It's like since you know that he's not telling you no foolery,
Yeah.
you're gonna be good. So I mean, just let him do what he do. He's been there, done that. Like he was you once upon a time.
Yeah.
Young, like he had it going.
Just less good looking.
Oh, there you go. Why does our sons do us like that? That is.
And I also appreciate, I don't know the behind the scenes, but that father-son, son-to-father relationship is something that for me is so important. Yeah. Just because I was an emotional child growing up, and how I thought my dad didn't love me and these kind of things, but for you to, again, like Rob said, sitting here and acknowledging your parents and honoring your parents, it's really. We don't love our parents every day. That's not realistic. But how you think about them in your mind, that's the key.
Yeah.
And it seems like that you two have that still with your football career and things like that. So, again, that's important.
That's really dope, ain't it? But the beautiful part is he's a star player.
Yeah.
And he's really one of one. I have an issue with his raking.
Are you going to let it out?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, let's go.
I mean, because, I've covered all these national championships, 7-on-7s and everything, and these camps.
Yes.
And
in the zone with Robert Lamar.
You know what? Let's just say it. If you were from Georgia or Florida, you'd be a 5-star, arguably probably the best player in the country, all that stuff.
100%.
You're dealing with the Cali boys. It's soft. Y'all ain't as good as us. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
It's real. And you want to know what? Let's be honest here. Since USC won that national title in 2004, there has not been a West Coast team to win a national championship.
Yeah.
So basically, with that data, they think that you guys aren't good enough. It's the silliest thing ever.
Yeah, I don't think it's smart at all.
So how do you feel about that when you hear that nonsense, that garbage?
I think it's honestly dumb. I mean, because you could say that, but half of these guys, I mean, first of all, they play nobodies. They're tough, but they're playing some of the worst teams out there in Florida, and you can still. I like to put my stats next to everyone who's above me. Mm-hmm. Not one person who can mess with my stats, but I mean, I see these people at 7-on-7s, at camps, and it's every time it's the same thing: 0 catches. They're doing nothing. Mm-hmm. So I mean, what are they really doing?
It's because these analysts are down there.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is like, I know them all. Like Biggins is a great associate of mine.
Yeah.
Hoffman, like everybody's like Huffman, all those cats. But for me, I don't care about that ranking. I want to see how you look. And based off of that, I'm going to say what I think. Everybody thought I was crazy when I said that Carson Cox was the best running back in California. They thought I was nuts. And basically, we had him his sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him to do one thing. I said, look, you're a combo back, but you get faster, then you're going to be a national recruit, and you're going to be probably the best running back in this state, but you got to get faster.
Yeah.
Fool ran track and ran like a 10.8, and then going into his junior year, his first touchdown was off a stiff arm, and he went 85 yards.
Yeah.
At that point, I knew, like, okay, it's him.
Yeah.
It's him. And the reason why I say he's the best because he didn't play he played at Oak Hill.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to be recognized in the high desert?
Yeah. At Oak Hills, yeah.
He should have been your teammate, but that's a whole different conversation. We're not going to go there. But, end of the day, 1 year, you got, basically, a half, because this is the first semester.
Yeah.
So it's about to be over.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go early, or are you gonna go in the fall?
I'm gonna go early.
Go early.
Yeah.
So you really actually have a year left.
Yeah.
What do you think about just looking back at it, knowing that it's gonna be over quick?
It went by fast. It went by really fast, honestly.
Yeah.
There are a lot of seniors that I still remember from my freshman year that I looked up to, who still come back to the games, and I still look up to them.
Yeah.
So, no, yeah, it went by really fast. I'm definitely gonna miss it.
Let's talk some football real quick before we take another break here. I got a segment here called Fourth Down. Where does your mind go on fourth down?
It matters the situation.
Yeah.
They're in the red zone. I mean, where are they?
Just go red zone first.
Red zone. They're probably not gonna throw it. They're gonna run it. They're probably not gonna throw it towards me. Don't fall asleep.
Don't fall asleep. Are you ever on the field thinking about when am I gonna have in and out tonight? What is your mind?
A lot of the times I'm thinking about my girlfriend while I play.
Whoa, no.
Oh.
Okay, check this out, Mr. Lockhart. Look.
Oh, how nice. How nice.
Or I'm thinking about just anything. Sometimes.
How you feel about that? See?
She's not a part of this.
But a lot of the time, I'm locked in. Most of the times.
Most of the time, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You got to think about your girl.
What?
Why not?
Any loved
She's
one.
probably already
Any
there.
loved one.
Right.
Yeah.
See?
You know what?
What's wrong with that?
I'm going to say this. Thankfully, you got a cute girlfriend, because if she was ugly, we will have a conversation after we're done with this. So we don't got to have that conversation.
The jersey conversation's good.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Because he's not giving his jersey to an ugly girl. So, I mean, we don't even have that conversation. Thankfully, he actually got the idea right of having a cute girlfriend, because, unfortunately, there's some guys who came on this show that just didn't get the memo of bringing a night fighter home, and their parents having to say, "Oh, I like her," but they didn't say she was pretty.
Can we turn this mic
No,
off?
that's my rant. "Oh, I like her, but did you say she was pretty?" No, you didn't. You said that she was a nice girl, but I mean,
All
that's
right.
cool.
All right.
So let me ask you a question about the girlfriend. What is the girlfriend like? What does she do?
What do you mean? What does she do?
I mean, I know she goes to school, but is she into clubs and activities and stuff as well?
She works. She loves buying expensive things. So
so she can finance herself.
So she got to work.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, she can,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Okay. I'm liking that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, girlfriend, you're good with me. You're good with me as long as you understand that whatever you want, you got it.
Back to the football question. When I grew up playing basketball, not that it was a lack of self-confidence, but sometimes you have that player man, can I guard this dude? What do you think about in those moments? Have you had anybody that you was like, man, I don't even know how this is gonna play out? But then you actually played it out.
Probably as a freshman.
Yeah.
As a freshman, definitely. I was I was nervous most of my games because there's a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Especially my first game. My first game starting, I went against Oaks Christian, one of their 3-star receiver. He's committed to Stanford, and he was fast. He was a fast guy. He ran 4 something. And my first time out there, I was like, all right, like, this guy's fast. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up, but, I mean, 0 catches.
Yeah.
But it's, definitely as a freshman, I was nervous, and I overthought a lot about, like, can I mess with this dude? Can I stick him?
Yeah.
And then as years developed, I was like, all right, this guy's nothing. I got this. I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing.
Can you language that to the next generation behind you on how to have that self-confidence, or how would you put that?
You gotta tell yourself you're the best every play, or you're gonna underperform. Because if you say, oh, I don't know if I could guard this guy, then guess what? You're probably gonna get beat.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you go into every play talking about, oh, I'm about to press this dude into the ground, or if you're a receiver, oh, I'm about to route this guy up, then you're gonna do it. And
so let me ask you a question. You played against a lot of ballers. Who was that one guy that just gave you the business?
Destroyed me?
Say his name.
That gave you the business.
No, you gotta say his name.
Probably the hardest player. Didn't give me the business. I'd say Caden Dixon White at Modern Day.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say it's an even
Caden's
matchup
pretty
with
good.
him. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Or maybe. That's probably it.
You ain't gotta say their name.
That's probably it, honestly.
And that's crazy because you play in a place where, not saying it's okay, but it's actually okay.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of the guys that line up across you, they're going to be playing on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you feel like you have an advantage because of your length, or that you actually got footwork to go with the size that you have as well?
Yeah, I think I got both.
Yeah.
I've worked since I was 14 on my feet work. I mean, yeah, my length can help me in some situations where, let's say, I misplaced my foot. Okay, my length could help me get back, but I'd say my feet are very well.
I got a guy who I grew up with, you know. Us Pacoima dudes, we always felt like we all went to the same school, Packtown. Yeah, what's up? We always felt like we all stayed at the same school. We would have did some things like traditionally, like a lot of all timers.
Yeah.
Like Charles White, Heisman Trophy winner, USC.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Williams, world record breaking 4x1 relay team at USC type stuff. But I had a guy named Brandon Browner. Grew up with him. He was a part of the Legion of Boom, like Seattle, like 6'4", 220.
Yeah.
Played quarter, and I always said, like, man, if I get off that line with you, it's curtains. But see, he had some footwork,
Yeah.
so it wasn't that easy. But being a tall corner, it's crazy because we thought that we were going to see more based off of that Seattle secondary. You know, back when they won the Super Bowl, we thought that was going to be like a thing that was going to be normal. It's actually not, though.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard being a tall corner.
It is. Staying low is probably the hardest thing ever. I mean, I'm so high, and I mean, you see a DB who's like, they could be like 5'10", go all the way down to the floor. I'm like, that's kind of hard for me.
Well, this is Sports Collective. Any other sports you play? Considered?
I've considered. I think I could play any sport. I'd love to play basketball, but unfortunately, I can't shoot. I can't shoot at all.
Rodman.
I could just play. I play defense.
You could be chairman of the boards.
I love playing defense in basketball, but no other sports.
No.
Baseball,
soccer, badminton.
None.
He'd be crazy.
No other sports. No other sports.
Soccer or volleyball, you'd be a pro.
Track and field.
No.
No
track.
Track really sucks, to be honest with you, because you're always tired. It's like you're running fast as you can for just to say
but
you're
it pays
getting
off,
faster,
though, right?
And the track at my school isn't the best.
Yeah. I thought they were supposed to be getting. I
thought so too, but
so that didn't happen.
Yeah, it slows everyone's times down. People hate running at our track.
That's a real thing over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad track, man. So it's just like, you know what, just protect your knees and don't do it.
Yeah. We have a mental music segment as well. When you're lacing up your sneakers, like what's in the headphones, man? What are you listening to?
It has to be peaceful.
Whatever. No, I'm just saying whatever. What are you listening to?
Well, if let's say I'm trying to be calm and just be in my head, I'll probably listen to the Temptations. Like my grandma used to pick me up from school and I'd put the disc in and grandma's music. It'd be the Temptations. So I like to listen to the whole playlist. Then probably while I'm warming up and the other team's on the field, there's a lot of artists no one would know.
Yeah,
it's a lot of underground artists. But
well, how would they know? I mean, is it on Spotify, YouTube? Where you listen to your tracks from?
It's on SoundCloud.
That's probably nobody would probably know.
Yeah.
You gotta download SoundCloud to listen to the SoundCloud.
You gotta follow on there.
Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead.
So who's your favorite football team? Who's the teams that you roll with NFL wise?
People are gonna hate me for saying this, but the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills.
I don't really got no hate for Buffalo.
No,
I think Josh Allen's one of the best QBs.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and when Stephon Diggs, I think they were one of the best wide receiver QB duos.
What was your feelings about when they dipped?
It's whatever. It's whatever. I mean, Stephon Diggs, he really wasn't. I think he's washed now. I mean, I haven't really seen him do anything, and then he's hurt again.
Yeah.
So I mean,
the first 2 years was lit, and then after that,
he was one of the best route runners. Yeah.
Was it a team before the Bills, or has it been the Bills the whole time?
I'd probably just go with the Cleveland Browns because my dad liked them, but he gets disappointed every year with them. So.
They're hanging out with the Steelers over there, man.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, shout out to Jameis for throwing all these interceptions. Jeez Louise.
Yeah. What is Buffalo missing for you? What are they missing?
Nothing.
Not this year?
They're missing my brother. They need to draft my brother. That's what they need.
There you go. Plug.
I mean, speaking of your brother, how cool was that to see him go through his process? I'm sure that's helping you a lot.
Yeah, it taught me a lot on what mistakes can do.
Yeah.
And what not to do. I mean, he's not one of the hardest workers. At growing up, he wasn't one of the hardest workers. So it taught me I've always wanted to be better than my brother.
Yeah.
It's always been a battle between watch when I'm a senior in high school, I'll be lifting more than you when you're still in college.
Yeah.
So it's always he pushes me to be better.
Right.
And I mean, he's balling out right now.
Yeah.
So I hope he gets his shot.
I mean,
I think he will.
I think he will too. He's it is crazy. It's I remember watching him in high school. It's just damn, it's he's ready to be done with college. That's crazy.
Crazy.
You had a song for your grandma. What song reminds you of your mom's, and which one reminds you of your pops? You got a song for them?
My dad. That I listen to.
That when you hear it, it's oh, that's my dad's song right there.
Probably any Busta Rhymes song. That's what he'd be listening to in the car. Any Busta Rhymes song. And my mom, I don't even know. She's she likes social media a lot. She's trying to be an influencer. So any trending TikTok song or anything she's always asking me what songs
moms,
are trending.
You gotta get off social media, moms.
Your dad is active because when my last year of playing at Moore Park College, the thing that got me going was flip mode squat, set it off.
God.
If I hear that, y'all, it's bad. At that point,
loves
I'm waiting.
Busta Rhymes.
It's on. That is it.
Get away.
No, the Buster, it's have you not digged into that?
I don't want to.
Bro.
I don't like it.
Oh,
I don't like it. I don't like it.
That gets you going.
It gets him going.
What it is right now.
We could be going to the calmest place, and he'll be listening to Busta Rhymes. So.
And I'll be just like this with him.
Yeah.
Man. Buster was that, but the funny part is that's what he was to our generation. He got us hyped, ready to go.
Yeah,
and
get
you
some
guys
hype.
looking at him stop it.
Yeah.
You got a song for her?
La La means I love you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's old school.
Yeah.
It's like grandma love, huh?
Yeah.
No love like grandma's love. Tell you. What do you want to say about your teammates, man? Let's acknowledge your teammates. What do you want to say about them?
We got a lot of guys who I'd say are probably can be and will be one of the top guys in the country. I mean, I'll start off with Sean Morris, the running back, dog. He's a dog. I'd want him to play with me at USC. I think they need to.
He's very underrated.
Very underrated.
Yeah.
One of the hardest workers I know too. Scott Taylor signed to UCLA. I mean, you guys probably already know he's a dog.
Yeah.
The whole defensive core. I think we probably have one of the best defensive cores in the country. I mean, if you really look at us and dig deep on our gameplay, I think linebackers, we probably had the best linebackers in the country. We had Daquan Hefez from St. Pius. We had Henry Kasani. He's a commit for lacrosse to North Carolina, and he could have went D1 for football too. Our defensive front, Zion Scrivens, another underrated player. Max Meyer, he's on the come up. He'll be a 4-star guy. He's already picked up like 8 offers in a month. And then offensively, we got Marcus Kier, 3-star.
Yeah.
Love working with him on practice. And then QB. I mean, my whole team is.
You guys got some ballers over there for sure.
Yeah, we do.
So are they going to ask you to start recruiting guys, try to bring them on with you at USC, or is that something that you kind of like, you really don't want to do because it's, somebody else's decision. What they want to do is going to be on them, or you be like, you know what, no, you need to come with me because you're a dog and we need the ball here.
That's what I tell them. Yeah. Especially like Sean Morris, like I could see myself working with him late at night, just in the gym grinding. Just one of the guys like that who you could just be better with, get better with is big, especially starting from high school. I mean, that's a brotherhood connection right there.
Looking back before we get out of here, you got those athletes who are underrated. They don't get the spotlight. They don't get the social media presence. What do you want to say to them?
Keep working.
Yeah.
I mean, like a lot of the guys who you see in the NFL or at a lot of these big D1 colleges are guys who were never looked at, like Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp. I think he got one offer, like senior year, or was he a walk-on?
He was a walk-on.
A walk-on.
He was a walk-on.
Yeah. So I mean, just keep working because we have a lot of guys who are undersized, but some of the best guys I've seen at their position. So I mean,
like J.J. White was a 2-star.
Yeah.
It's like. And Khalil Mack was a 2-star.
Yeah.
But we used to talk about when we was doing the other shows about how to stay off of social media, right? Because of that social media presence. No more. Can't do that no more.
Because,
that was 7 years ago, I guess.
This is the issue. I'm gonna tell you why. Look at this young man. It's like you don't even think he's a football player because you be like, well, you know what? Who is he modeled for? Like he's a good-looking kid, so he's a brand. Without, like, he's supposed to be making money without football, because of his brand. So
and that's what social media does.
That's why social media. So pretty much what he needs to do on social media is don't be a stupid idiot.
Right.
Don't be cursing
the crazy stuff.
Any all that stuff. So he can't do that. But see, every time that we at his name, that's like $20 for his NIL.
Yeah.
Like basically like what this show is like. That's adding value to his overall profile.
Yeah.
So that's why he has to, embrace the social media thing, even though it's like for most kids, we really don't care about that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of those things when he gets to USC and he's around some of these big time people.
But I guess that's the false hope could be the social media too, because I guess it's both ways today.
That's true.
All right. So again, thanks for hanging out with us, man. We appreciate you. Shout out to your pops and your girl and your moms. Just take us out, man. This is
it's just one of those things where, for one, Rob, I appreciate you. thank you for making the trip here, girlfriend. I actually appreciate you too. I actually do. And moms, I appreciate you too, moms. You got a solid support system.
Hey,
so
we got
up, bro. Did he cut us off?
Yeah, we're done. Shout out to What's
How dare you cut me off?
Let's go.
See, that's why we're gonna get Ash up in here, and we're gonna have him get powerbomb through this.
We out.
Hey, I'm Sergeant First Class Farron Dozier. I'm here at the military base.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes, in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
KCAA.